Yo, right, today is Wednesday, 21st of May, 2025. It is currently 9 p.m. UK time. Let's have a little rundown of the markets. I genuinely haven't even looked at the markets today. I had a quick little look earlier on gold just to see what it was doing. But as of literally 9 o'clock tonight, whatever you want to call it, I literally haven't even looked at the forex pairs. So we're all seeing this for the first time together, and straight off the bat, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, beautiful, pull back into our zone, fat sell, possibly now start to create some lower lows, lower highs, all the way down to the downside, somewhere around here maybe. All these levels, we've got a touch here, we've got a touch here, all these touches, we've got touches there, touches there. So we shall see if it continues to the downside. AUD CHF literally hasn't really done anything. I suppose you could have caught this sell here on this support level here. AUD JPY, why is there that there? I do not know. I did not take that trade. I don't know why it's there unless I accidentally click something. So we've got Australian dollar, Japanese yen. As of right now, it's just going sideways. I mean, if that ain't sideways, I don't know what the hell is. So that's doing absolute nada. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, it's Wednesday. Oh, okay. So beautiful tap in for today. Perfect setup. Left shoulder, head, broke the neckline, retest this neckline, and boom, straight down to all this liquidity right here. Absolute textbook drawing, if I do say so myself. Pat myself in the back. Gosh, beautiful. So if we call that sell, where's my sell? So let's say you sold. It's below the EMA as well. Sensational. Stop loss just above. I mean, even if you'd have done like 10 pips, and then caught it all the way down to these levels here, that's a 3-to-1 on a 10 pip. I mean, you could probably get away with like 7 pips or something there, just above our zone. I mean, it's an easy 4-to-1, 5-to-1 risk to reward. Absolutely sensational. AUD USD sort of teasing us in our zone at the minute. It hasn't quite pushed up, hasn't quite pushed down. Bitcoin US dollar, oh yes sirree. So oh god, I'm choking. Hang on. Nothing a good monster can't solve. So we test here. We then had say this high here. Oh gosh, well, Magneto's not on. Needs to connect, makes life so much easier. Draw it across. Beautiful. Looking for that opportunity. Bring it down to smaller time frames. Trying to catch it as it pulls out. Top down analysis. Bigger time frames for draw. Smaller time frames for entries. So you deep that would have just been one entry on the 4 hour. If you knock it down 1 hour, that would have been 2 entries you could have had there. You could have caught the buy to this top, and then as it retested, caught the buy again back to this top, or hold it out to that top. So that is Bitcoin US dollar, CAD CHF, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. We have a retest in our zone, and it has tested that absolutely perfect once again. So it's respected. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, break, retest, down, retest. touches for that sell to catch it again. So that right there was a good little POI, point of interest, for the sells. CAD JPY, it's just kind of going sideways right now. Not really a lot going on. CHF JPY, this looks like a beautiful buy, if I do say so myself. So it's pushed up over our trend line. Got 1-2 twitches. Break, retest down, break, retest on this trend line. So it is respecting that trend line. So now it could be a possible buy opportunity. Gosh, let's just say 15 pips for even easiness. You know, if you caught it all the way back up to somewhere here, that's a 5-to-1 risk to reward. Euro against the Australian dollar. Not a lot at the minute, it's just kind of consolidating, going sideways. Euro CAD, it's just really been going sideways in our zone. I suppose you could potentially look for a buy now as it's tapped in to the upside. Euro CHF, nothing. Euro GBP. What do you know about me? Let's have a little look. Right, so weekly below, daily below, 4-hour crossing. This could be a fat sell, if I'm honest. Back down to the downside. So we did have a trend there. We could have a trend here now, if I'm honest. All these trend lines. Oh my gosh, all these trend lines, all these tap-ins. We could have now. If you drop it down to 30. All these trend lines, break the trend, come out of our zone, sell, stop loss just above, so let's say 7 pips, all the way to the bottom somewhere. That's a nice 3-to-1 risk to reward. You know, as of right now, it's an uptrend, so we need that to shift down to a downtrend. I'm going to mark that actually. Euro JPY, kind of just consolidating. You know, it's tickled our zone again a couple of times. Possible buy opportunity. Euro, New Zealand, not really doing a lot. It did come into our zone for that sell, so you could have caught that. Euro USD, good gosh, it has been pumping. I'll probably wait for that to come back down somewhere into our zone here now, before doing anything. So as you can see, didn't you know, earlier yesterday, I didn't really know where to draw. I just kind of looked at these here, these tap-ins, and if you want to be a bit more accurate rather than just, you know, taking out the whole thing and having a massive section, just knock it down one. You know, might like that a little bit easier. Got all these tap-ins, you know. We had resistance here. It's broke past that resistance, and now this could create a support opportunity to get into a buy back to the upside. GBP AUD hasn't quite tapped in yet. Where are we at? Good gosh, until I haven't been on today, I haven't moved these across. Possible buy side in my opinion. I'd do nothing right now though. GBP JPY, I would hang tight until it touches this trend line. Did I say GBP? I mean CHF. This is GBP. So we did have a break on our trend line. So it broke, come back up, almost touched our zone, and then back down again. Hold out on that one. And this is why it's important to have a trend line drawn and support and resistance. It's got resistance, resistance, broke through that resistance. Resistance is at the top, support is at the bottom. So we got resistance, 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 broke through the resistance, tapped in, which makes it now support, 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 trend line, 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, buy side up. That would have been an absolute textbook entry, if I'm honest. I'd have probably done like, you know, 20 pips or something. Aim for the highs, 5 to 1. You'd have nearly been halfway there, to be honest, if you'd have caught that. Well, you'd definitely had your 2 to 1 risk to reward. GBP hasn't really come down yet, I suppose. We have a little bit of support here. Can I catch that? Yes, I can. Just make that a little bit bigger. Got a little bit of support now. So as you can see, let me just put this a bit lower so you can see. There you go. Look at that. Perfect. So we had our resistance, broke through the resistance, tapped back into that resistance. That is now support. Beautiful buy. Boom. Straight up. That was textbook. New Zealand CAD. Not really doing a fat lot. It's just like deja vu. Tapped in again. I'll be honest. All these so far have been bang on, if I do say so myself. You know, considering I drew these like what, Sunday, Monday, you know, for the week. Beautiful setups for the week. Tapped in, lovely sell again. New Zealand JPY hasn't really tapped in yet. New Zealand US dollar, 1, 2, 3 touches, broke, retest, didn't quite come back down to here, but it tapped into our support. Buy, boom, took out that high. Beautiful. I'll probably buy again now, or consider buying again. Oh my gosh. US dollar has been waterfalling. Let's have a little look. So we've got a couple of zones here. I'll probably wait for that to come back up a little bit more, maybe somewhere around here. We've got all these tappings. Not doing a lot on that one. Same as that one. I would wait. USD JPY lingering around our area. Again, I just hold fire on the US dollars. The US dollars seem a bit sketchy right now with Trump. So this is what I drew on my live stream. I stream all day, just with ideas and setups. You know, I do tend to do 2 hour and 4 hour on my stream. So, you know, a little bit of day trading oh my gosh, day trading and intraday trades, intraday, however you pronounce it. So this one ran over 2 days. That entered on Monday, and if you'd have held that, that would have entered on Monday. That would have ended on, oh my gosh, that would have hit TP on Tuesday afternoon. So basically a day and a half to hit your TP. So it would have been a lovely trade for the week, you know. Just now currently waiting to see what happens here. If it comes down again, you know, just like all things, what goes up must come down. So now we've started to create higher highs and higher lows. So for example, here we had higher high, then we had a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then from there, so as you can see here, let me drag this up a little bit. This is what I'm saying about support and resistance. You know, I'm going to give you a little bit of a tip right now. So how it basically comes up somewhere around here. You know, when I say about doing these line charts, look, you know what I mean, how it comes down, comes back up, retests roughly, comes back down, comes up, retests roughly, makes life so much easier. Comes down, retest, makes life so much easier when you can see that. Look, so you know, you could have drawn your support, tapped in, sell, drawn your support, tapped in, sell. You know, that's just as a rough guide. And then if we start to, in fact, let me bring that back up. There we go. I'll leave that there in it. If we do this one, so we've got a market shift now. We've gone from a lower low to a higher high, higher low, higher high, which is a double top, higher low, and we're now at a higher high. So now, if we start to bring that up here, right, let's see what sort of levels. So straight away, right, if you'd have gone from this top here, would you look at that? If you'd have gone from this low here, would you look at that? If you'd have gone from, let's say, this top here, would you look at that? Like, it is, when you start to understand market structure, it does become so much easier to sort of, you're not going to win every trade, but just see where the market's going. I mean, you know, that literally, there's no other way to go about that. I mean, if you wanted to, you could draw a trend line in just for, I mean, you know, it is literally like, I can't get any more, like, explain it any better than that. That is literally like, bang on, is it not? Everything I've drew there, straight off those lines, boom, 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 perfect. Look, 1, 2, 3 taps, sell, boom. We broke the structure, come back in, started to break up. We were at this level. There's already been 2 tops here, double top. Sell again, all back down here. We've got a tap down here, you know, push up. We've broke through this top, like, you know, almost heading for up there now. You know, possible sell, which is what I said down here, for it to come back down into that area. It is just, and let me just draw that. So let's say if you went from there now, I mean, it's just textbook. Look, tap, tap. Oh, wait for that now to come from there down here somewhere. I mean, it doesn't have to come bang in there. It could literally be say to here. And the reason I say that, why can anyone guess? Oh, what's over here? You know what I mean? It is literally like as easy as that. You're not going to win every time, but if you can implement this into your trading, it will make life so much easier. I will start to do some more little lessons like this on what I've learned over the last year and a half or so of my trading, and just rundowns on simple market structure. But that right there, literally, I mean, is trading 101. But yeah, if you could, any of you are watching the video, you know, find any of this information interesting or helpful, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe, like the video. You know, I stream every day with trade setups and ideas, and I am going to start bringing in some other videos on little setups, lessons, etc. But yeah, please like and subscribe, and peace out.